Hi, this is Christopher Walken. Calling in is sick and wrong with a joke. What's the difference between Amy Winehouse and a moped? A moped can make it to 30. Gotta go. Bye.
Listening to Synchronon. Sick and Ron. Yes, you're listening to Synchronon.
The Sick and Wrong, the world source for antisocial commentary.
God, what a bunch of scumbags.
Good evening. Welcome to Sick and Wrong, the world source for antisocial commentary. One of your hosts, Dee Simon.
I'm Harrison.
Harrison, it's good to be back in town.
Yeah.
It is good to be back in town.
Where were you again?
I was in Vegas last weekend,
yeah.
and so that's why we record the show early.
Right, and then everyone's like, "Why did you?" It's insensitive to not talk about
the
thing.
Orlando.
Yeah.
I love when people think that we need to comment on every news event.
Yeah, everybody else commented on it, but people are like, "What do these guys? What do these fucking morons think about this shit?"
Honestly, we shouldn't be your source for news.
Right.
We should be your source for idiotic news commentary.
Right.
On select news topics.
Yeah.
But not your, complete source of news for everything.
Yeah.
Because we're not always going to talk about something. We'll talk about something if it can be funny. I can't really think of many funny things to say about that Orlando shooting.
If Jimmy Fallon has to make a serious address about it, we're not going to fucking touch it. All right? That's the rule. Come on.
So occasionally as it happens, it's inevitable. Every time we go out of town, one of us goes out of town, we record the show early, something just monumental has to happen. So something groundbreaking has to occur.
Right.
And yes, then we're late because we missed talking about it. And that happens.
Yeah,
so
like
the
night after we record it, David Bowie gets killed by a pig fucking kangaroo or whatever.
Exactly that's what happens. Mm-hmm. Nice allusion to a story coming up in the near future.
Yeah,
that's foreshadowing right there. Right. You'll see what I mean in a second, people. But yeah, so anyway, I was in Vegas last weekend. When's the last time you went to Vegas?
I had to go there on a business trip a few weeks ago.
Really, for your work?
Yeah.
Wow, a business trip in Vegas. I was talking about that with the girl I was with.
I went for the day, and I flew back that night.
Okay, I was saying, I was like, God, I would love to come to Vegas on a business trip.
No, it's shit. It sucks.
I just think it'd be funny. I'd be like, I'm here for business.
It was a little funny. It was a little funny, but it was like, it was...
But you're just there for a day? That's weird.
I want to get the fuck out of there. I don't like it there.
Why don't you like Vegas?
It's like my own idea of hell, basically.
It's the most dismal cross-section of America, but you get to see... I just like going there just to look at people.
Yeah.
No, it's sad.
I mean, at least in Atlantic City, you can smoke crack, I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah, actually in Vegas, they're very intolerant of any drug use. Yeah. Even weed. Like, if you smoke marijuana, they'll like, I don't know, put you in the stockades.
Right, yeah.
And everybody can puke on you on the strip. But we stayed at the Mirage, which formerly used to have the Siegfried and Roy, magic show, which I actually kind of regret never seeing. I mean, I made fun of that show for years, just because it's just ridiculous.
Right.
But I wish I would have seen it. Did you ever want to see that?
I would have liked to seen the one where he gets attacked by the fucking tiger.
Oh my God, I would have loved that. But
does he have half a face now, look like a James Bond villain?
Yeah, but they
scars across his face from the claw mark or something.
But he's also kind of like retarded because I think like half his brain, like his frontal lobe, like was eaten by the tiger. But you know what's funny about those tigers though?
Yeah.
They're so inbred that they can't even function normally.
Oh, that's a good mix.
So they have like at the
recipe.
Mirage, they have it's called Siegfried and Roy's Pleasure Garden or Secret Garden or something like that. Maybe I'm saying Pleasure Garden because I dreamed about that. Yeah. But they have this like, and you can go walk through and you can see the tigers.
Right.
They're just chilling there. Tigers shouldn't, like Siberian tigers, should not live in 106-degree weather.
No,
they shouldn't.
Yeah,
and most tigers like that would probably die. Like if you're in the wild and it was 106 degrees, they couldn't live in that environment. However, the Siberian tigers that are part of that show are so inbred that they're absolutely retarded. Like they don't even know that they're in a desert.
I see.
So they don't mind the heat. So you can go there and you can watch them just being retarded, laying in the secret garden of Siegfried and Roy.
Right.
Just don't get lost in the secret garden. But yeah, so that show doesn't go on anymore because Roy was attacked. And I don't know what happened to those two.
You know, when I went there for business, I had to go to this like terrible area of Las Vegas and go to this horse racing company to present on our product. And beforehand, I got there early and I stopped at this weird little like authentic Vietnamese soup place. And they gave me this soup. Yeah, well, it was pho and some other shit. And then they gave me this big bowl of soup with like a giant Flintstones fucking bone in the middle of the soup, you know? And I'm like, oh, this is looking authentic, you know, I'm eating it.
Like a dinosaur bone? What was a bone from what?
Yeah, I think it was like a giant pig. Maybe like a pig with gigantism or something. So one of those things. One of those hogs, one of those prehistoric hogs, okay? All right. And I'm eating this soup. And then I get to the place and I'm doing the presentation. And all of a sudden my stomach just like feels like it's about to, it's just like tightening like a vice.
Ah, that's
and then I
the
start
worst.
sweating and I'm like, and the thing would, and I'm like starting to get feverish and I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I mean, I'm on thin ice as it is, counselor, you know, with this job. And I'm starting to like sweat and I'm about to be like, guys, I'm getting the fuck out of here because I'm going to die. And
did any of the clients be like, excuse me, Harrison, are you okay?
I got some looks. And I started to be like, and then all of a sudden, gone. Like my body, I have great genetics for some reason. Like
cast iron stomach.
Yeah, my body's just like, oh, we took care of the problem. We got rid of it.
Would you just shit your pants or something?
No.
And just sit there? Oh.
They just canceled it out.
Wow.
I have great... Like, honestly, if I didn't have the genetics that I have, I look like fucking Dorian Gray's painting right now, you know?
I'm the complete opposite of that. I'm not like a delicate flower when it comes to digestion, but... You know, we had a Vegas buffet on Friday night because it came complimentary at the hotel. Don't eat a Vegas
Don't do
buffet.
that.
Just
Are you
don't do a
fucking
Vegas
nuts? What is
buffet.
wrong with you?
Vegas sushi. I don't even know what that is. I don't think it's fish. I'm not quite sure. It's just unidentifiable pieces of like seafood-looking things. I don't even know what it is. It's disgusting.
The free buffet, irresistible to the Jew.
Yeah, no, it came along. I was just like, yeah, I guess we could go to the Venetian and eat at like Bouchon or something. Or we could do free buffet. How's that sound?
Yep.
It was her first time in Vegas, so she was kind of stoked.
How do you think the SS rounded everybody up? Free buffet, you know?
Just free anything.
Yeah.
And Jews are like, I'll get on the train. Yeah. Sure. What am I going to get? You know what I always do in Vegas, too? Every time I go there, I always ask for a room upgrade. You should try this. You go to a hotel and be like, hey, you know what? It's her first time in Vegas, and she's really excited about it. She's never been here before, and I'm just trying to show her a good time. Do you guys have a room upgrade? And usually they'll be like, well, we do have one for fit. I was like, oh, come on. Can you get just a little less than that. I was looking to pay like 10. Yeah. And they'll be like, all right, that's fine. It's your first time. It works almost every time, like 8 times out of 10. Yeah. You can get an upgrade for free. You don't even have to use the Jew claw. But it works. Huh. But anyway, so we're in Vegas. Vegas is... I don't know who likes Vegas. I think it's funny.
You do, apparently.
No, I think it's funny. I think it's fun to go because it's funny just to laugh at these mouth breathers from the Midwest that just come there and spend all their money that they don't have. Spend their children's inheritance on slot machines. Or you just get to see the septuagenarians like hooked up to oxygen tanks just pulling each one, those penny slot machines. Right. I think it's funny. Or the bros getting into fights with each other while they try to hit on like prostitutes. It's just the whole dynamic of Vegas amuses me. But so we actually did something I've never done before. Have you ever been to a Las Vegas club, like a real club?
No.
Where it costs like $50 to get in, and they won't let single dudes in. You have to be with a girl.
Had I done that, I'd have one more suicide attempt under my belt. So no, not at all.
It's the nadir of human existence. It's awful. It's wretched. Well, I took that one step worse this trip. This trip we went not only to a club, we went to an adult pool club. Yeah, I've never done that before. So the girl I was with was hell-bent because she kept bringing it up all the time about sunbathing topless. Right. And she wanted to sunbathe topless. It's fine. I think if you don't have many opportunities to sunbathe topless, and if you want to, that's fine. But she had never been to a Vegas club. And so as we were reading about it, it's called Bare. It's B-A-R-E. Okay. It's an adult pool club at the Mirage. I was like, you do know this is going to be terrible. It's going to be probably 10 dudes to every single woman. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a bunch of bros and foreign men. They're going to be ogling you, and they're going to be playing while the song, like, you know, Nelly's Hot in Here is playing in the background, because that's a timeless classic in Vegas.
Right.
And each beer is going to cost $25. I was like, that's the way clubs work. And she's like, well, I'm going to check it out. I can someday topless. I'm like, okay, well, let's go. So we ended up going over to the pool club. And you had to go through this. You had to go through wait in this line. And when you get up there, there's like a group of bros that can't get in because they have no women with them. So they're just sitting there waiting and trying to call girls or find girls to walk in with them. And then there's a group of older ladies, like middle-aged women. They won't let in because they're too old. And so we get up there, and they're like, and we're kind of hip looking, you know.
Right.
And so we get up there, and they're like, okay, all right, you can go. And so we walk in. Yeah, it was like $40 for dudes. But as it turned out, the one guy, I don't know if they wanted to hit younger people in there or what the deal was, but the one guy's like, you can be on my list. And so he put us on their list. It was really weird. I didn't really understand that. So we get in there, and as we were walking up, sure enough, it wasn't Nelly's Hot in Here. However, we did hear that as the second song we were in there. But we heard, do you know who Sean Paul is?
No.
It's that dance hall reggae, pop dance hall reggae that came out in the mid aughts.
Well, like Modest Yahoo or some shit.
It's like, just give me the light. Da, 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 da,
Yeah, I remember.
It's fucking awful. And so as soon as we're walking up there, I'm like, you do know I'm going to hate every second of this experience. I was like, I already hate it.
Yeah.
And so we go up, and it's exactly what I described it to be, like what I predicted it to be. It was just a bunch of bros and foreign bros. Just sitting on all the pool chairs. You couldn't even stand. You couldn't sit down because you had to pay $100 for a pool chair. And if you wanted a table in the shade, like one of those poolside beds or whatever they're called, that cost $500. So we're just kind of standing there, and it's just a bunch of bros. I would say maybe 30 bros in there, 30 to 40 bros, and 5 women. And like these women had their shirts off, and it was just like, you know, big, huge tits. Like they looked like strippers or something, or maybe prostitutes. Who knows? That the pimps were trying to pimp out to the bros that were in there.
Right.
Each beer of Bud Light cost $16.
The fuck?
And so we're just kind of standing there. I'm like, see? And she looked at me. She's like, yeah, this fucking sucks. Let's get out of here. So we left, and we ended up going to the regular pool. And, you know, I hate sunlight, but I can deal with it if I'm in the shade. And so we hung out there, got kind of drunk. And as we were leaving, this, like, portly middle-aged man who was with his wife and his son, whose son was probably a teenager, he like comes over, and we're walking out, and he's like, hey, kid. And I just kind of looked over and was like, are you talking to me? He's like, yeah, kid, come here. And he was like, I'm just telling my wife. And this guy couldn't be maybe 4 years older than me.
Okay.
It's from like the Midwest. But he was like, you know, in the Midwest, you age, you know, you just age like expediently.
Yeah.
Like you age because you have kids and you eat a lot of meat.
Right.
And you drive everywhere and you eat fast food. I mean, you know, I'm vegetarian. I live in LA.
Right.
And we, you know, I exercise. You know, so yeah, I probably look younger than, I don't have any children. So I look younger than the typical guy my age in Indiana.
Right.
And so this guy's like overweight, balding. He's got his teenager who's embarrassed by him and his fat wife who hates him.
Right.
And he's like looking at me, he's like, come here. And I walked over, I was like, yeah? He's like, I was just telling my fucking wife, you got a vest on, but you ain't wearing any fucking clothes. And he was talking about my tattoos.
Okay.
And so I was just like, haha, yeah, okay. He's like, no, kid, come here. And I was like, what? And he goes, can you pose for pictures? And he made me pose for a picture with his son and with him and his wife. And his son took the picture. And I was going to look at the guy, and I was looking at him like, you know, you're only 4 years older than me.
Well, I mean, if you lived in Indianapolis, you could probably work at the Ripley's, believe it or not, as like the fucking tattooed man. Because that's the close, you know, they don't have anything else other than, if you know.
I bet you he's going to go back and be like, yeah, we saw the guy from Blood on the Dance Floor.
Yeah.
Something, you know, or whatever.
Come see this world's smallest tattooed man with his giant hairless rat. Come see the world's smallest horse. Yeah, that's what it'd be.
But that's what happens in Vegas. That's why Vegas is just, it's abysmal. But I enjoy, you know, I like going there for 2 nights and then getting the fuck out of Vegas as far as I can be from Vegas and taking a long shower to clean off the filth. And so that's what happens. So anyway, we get back here, and I find out we missed like some major news events.
You did.
We missed some major news events.
Stuff, yeah.
A lot of big things happening, and notice it all happens in Florida.
Right.
It all happens in Florida. But yeah, lots of big things happening in the news. I think one of the bigger news stories I came across is the Mother Teresa of porn sites. The most altruistic porn site I think that's ever existed. Pornhub.
Yes. Pornhub.
Has now come out with porn for the visually impaired.
Right.
I love how that's big news. Like, what other porn sites make headlines across the internet? It's Pornhub.
Yeah, it's always them. Well, they got a good biz dev team. What can I say?
It's funny to me because Pornhub's become like a meme. People talk about it, around the water cooler. Pornhub still is a porn tube site.
Yeah.
It's no different than RedTube.
Right.
Or my preferred one, UJizz. It's the same fucking thing.
It's the same. Actually, a lot of those are owned by the same company anyway. So.
Yeah, they're all owned by the same company. And don't they all show the same content?
PornMD, RedTube, yeah.
So it's just funny to me that, like, for some reason, Pornhub is just, you can laud that one because they actually come out with porn for the blind.
Right.
Are they going to come out with porn for the deaf somehow? I guess normal porn.
It's just normal porn.
Well, closed caption it.
Yeah.
Do they close caption their porn?
Some of them, yeah, I would imagine so.
I imagine Pornhub will do that.
I think actually the longer ones, I think federal guidelines technically require it.
Really?
Yeah.
So are they going to come out with porn for amputees?
They already have that.
Do they? Like people who have no hands?
Oh, I thought you meant you want to watch people with no hands jerk each other off.
No, I'm saying
that
if you have no hands.
Oh, I see.
You want to jack off, are they going to come out with some kind of Pornhub device to facilitate this?
You just get little claws and you type the shit in, right?
Yeah, but I mean, how are you going to jack off with the little claws?
Hooks. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you're going to put a hook through your penis?
No, you put on like a microphone. You put your fleshlight on a mic stand. That's what I do. But I'm a clever guy, Well,
that is clever, actually. You put your fleshlight on a mic stand.
I thought just doing that anyway.
I guess you could do that.
Yeah.
I imagine you could mash the two stumps together and make it form like some kind of, fifi or something. Like maybe put make a fifi, mash the two stumps together.
I guess
Fuck that.
Yeah.
You got to be, you got to be creative.
Right.
Well, anyway, luckily we have the Mother Teresa of porn sites. It just takes care of everybody. Mm-hmm. Porn for everyone. Have you ever? I mean, there's just no one more humane. So Pornhub wants to make its videos accessible to everyone. They released a new category of videos for people who are blind called described video.
Oh yeah,
that's what it's called, described video. Mm-hmm. It's making headlines across the internet here. Each video includes special narration that has been tailored and crafted to give the user full enjoyment of the scene. Mm-hmm. And the audio descriptions go into detail about what the models are doing, what they're wearing, what's happening, how the shots are edited. They're launching about 50 different videos chosen from Pornhub's most viewed videos. These are popular ones, spanning all genres. And the voiceovers are recorded by professional voice actors. So they actually, it does sound pretty good.
Sure.
So now, what's funny about this, everybody's like acting like, oh my God, it's this novel invention. Pornhub. Bringing porn to the masses. Everybody, not discriminating, not the able-bodied people. This is porn for everyone. Fucking Porn for the Blind came out 5 years ago.
Yeah. 2010.
We covered it here on the show, people. There was Porn for the Blind has existed for a while. We'll get to that in a second. The one thing I got to say, though, one caveat here is the Porn for the Blind that did exist sucked. Yeah. So now it's like this new Porn for the Blind, actually, that they have on Pornhub is pretty fucking good. It's kind of hot.
Yeah, the old stuff sounds like it's one of our callers reading it,
So we should do a comparison here.
All right.
So let's say you're blind now. You can go to Pornhub. I don't know how you're going to find your computer, but you can go to Pornhub. And you can go to the described video section, and
I can't even find my computer, and I can see. It's hard.
Well, don't they have aren't they having with the new OS Siri's going to be activated now with the new OS, so you can actually be like, Siri, launch Pornhub.
Yeah, but nobody does that because it's dumb.
Now it's coming out. It's a new thing, Siri for your desktop. So I bet you blind people will be like, Siri, I want to jack off to some porn.
They've had that.
They have it.
It's called Dragon. It's a thing you install. Yeah, I worked with a blind guy who had it hooked up to his
he
computer.
would be like, computer.
Yeah.
Please get me some porn.
Something kind of like that, but a lot stupider. Yeah.
Huh. Come eating Latinas, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Harrison has a few queued up.
Yeah.
Just to give you an example of how, impressive this porn is, that this described video porn that Pornhub's come out with blows away the previous porn for the blind. But yeah, what do you got for us here, Harrison?
All right. This one's called Alligator Cream Pie. No, I'm sorry. It's called Pure Mature Lisa Ann Gets Fucked Hard in the Gym.
She sucks quickly and strokes his cock flesh down to the base.
Cock flesh.
She sucks quickly and strokes his cock flesh down to the base,
Repeated it.
occasionally looking up at him. We switch to his POV, and she continues sucking, looking at the camera.
It's like reading a shooting script.
You should really close your eyes when you listen to this.
Yeah. More of this one or another one?
All right, what's the next one here?
All right, here. So we got here's a gay one. All right, it's a Beefcake Hunter.
Beefcake Hunter.
This one's called Gay Worshipping a Florida Beach Young Dude.
He sits in an overstuffed beige sofa in a hotel room that you can't see much of, although there's a landscape on the wall behind his head and a long beige fabric curtain over the window. When he says how big his cock is, he also grips it through his shorts. The camera switches from the right to the left, and now we see that he has a bit of a lazy right eye.
Do you have to pick on his physical characteristics?
I go to the gym at least twice a day, work out, have a meal.
We can also see more of the hotel room now, including, at the extreme right, the hotel bed and bedside table.
I don't think he has a lazy eye. I think he's just on all the heroin.
Yeah, he
All of
probably
it.
is.
Yeah.
So they're narrating or describing the video, but they're talking over the dialogue.
Yeah,
Don't you
it's
want to
kinda
hear
weird.
the dialogue?
That is kind of weird. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, how are you going to know what's going on in the
Right.
scene?
I'm sure.
I'd be completely lost. The plot.
Yeah, I mean, what he's saying is really important stuff.
Yeah.
So, anyway, here's another one called Intense Anal Fucking. Okay.
He pauses to slow down, and the camera goes closer as she squeezes her tush muscles around his dick.
Tush muscles?
Tush muscles.
Tush muscles.
Yeah.
Doesn't she mean sphincter? What is what's a sexier word if you're listening to it? Like, would you want to say, and she tightens her sphincter around his pulsating cock, or would you rather her, squeezes her tush
Anus,
muscles?
I think is all right.
You think anus is sexier than tush or sphincter?
Tush is like your grandmother. So, yeah, anything is sexier than tush.
She tightened her tushy muscles around his pee-pee.
Yeah. All right, Grandma, settle down.
Did your mom have like a pet name for you to use for your genitalia when you were a kid?
No.
Did she say, Harrison, you should refer to it as a penis? So would you be like, Mom, my penis is red? Is that what you'd say to her?
No, but I used to sing that Shocking Blue song, but with penis instead of Venus. You know?
Wait, she's got it. Oh, baby, she's got
I'm your
it.
penis. I'm your fire. And everyone, all her would be like, no. Say peanuts or say Venus. That's what it's supposed to be.
I remember my
little
mom.
fuck.
My mom wanted us to use a euphemism rather than saying penis or vagina.
So what
we
is
had
it?
It was dinger for penis and boo boo for vagina. So you'd so you just say dinger and boo boo. I don't know why.
So the vagina is a wound.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be great if she would have been like used gash for vagina or axe wound and used dong for penis.
Yeah.
Like that would have been great because
Yeah.
I'd still use it to this day.
Don't say vagina. Say slit cunt. Okay? Please.
Tushy.
Yeah.
Now, an extreme close-up as we see the anus tighten around his shaft.
See what I'm saying?
He starts
shaft.
pumping again
That's good.
as Jinx looks back in the camera and smiles.
Yeah, blind people would be digging this right now.
None of these broads can ever spell jinx without a Y. It's impossible for these chicks.
I
in the
actually
porn.
keep going with this one. I like this
All
one
right.
so far.
He comes out and spreads her ass to
Good
show
God.
us a glorious gaping asshole with pink around the rim and
Pink
a
around the
black
rim.
center.
Wait. A
That shit
brown
is
center?
bleached as fuck. No. It's
Did
just,
she say pink around the end
Yeah,
and
yeah.
a black center or
Yeah, it's
brown
black.
center?
It's like a gaping hole. Like
Gaping black hole.
Yeah, it's like staring into the abyss.
For some reason, I thought you said brown. I was like, she's got a turtle.
Right.
Prairie dog.
Yeah, so those are some of the high quality.
Wait, I want to
ones.
get the money shot. Is there a money shot going on here?
You fuck. Yeah, hold on.
At the end, like I'm sure she's like, and he blows his load into her tushy.
Here we go. Yeah, it actually tells you like if you're previewing where the cum shot is.
Oh, it tells you. What does it say?
It says if you're previewing, where you see the frames of the video. It says on the one it says cum shot right below it.
How convenient.
Yeah.
Can't take it anymore.
Oh, don't give it to me. Yeah.
She is spaced the fuck out, man.
Pulls out, and once again she's on her knees for some ass-to-out finish. The end.
Whoa.
Whoa, dude,
whoa, what the fuck? That's the most important part.
Anticlimactic?
Yeah.
Ass to out?
Ass to out.
I've never even heard that term. Did you mean ass to mouth?
I think that happened when I tried to hook up my TV. I don't know.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
So see what I'm saying though? It's like this. So Pornhub has just gone above and beyond here to make porn accessible to the masses, to everybody, regardless of their disabilities. And they get professional voice actors to describe it. I think this would be a great job.
Yeah.
But it hasn't always been this way.
No.
The blind haven't always had it this good.
No.
So people might remember, like back in I think it was 2010, six years ago, we actually did pornfortheblind.org. We covered it because it was a big thing. This website came out, and they're trying to bring porn to people who are disabled, visually impaired. So it's pornfortheblind.org, and their mission is to produce audio descriptions of all the world's pornographic website preview videos. So they don't do the whole video like Pornhub, but they're giving you, the preview videos, which I don't really understand why. Because so you download the video, and then what do? Just not be able to watch it?
It's really weird, and it's like one of those websites that was made in like 1999. It
does look like a GeoCities page.
Yeah.
Surprised they don't have the flashing little pieces of fire. But yeah, they invite anybody to record their own description and help out the mission. So anybody can actually go and submit their own description of porn previews, and some of them are good. Like there's some for 8th Street Latinas. There's one for my favorite genre of porn, Big Sausage Pizza.
Ah, yes, here we go.
So Harrison has this queued up.
A young man knocks on the door, and a blonde woman, 20-something, in a pink blouse and a ripped denim skirt, she's tan, answers the door. Apparently she doesn't have any money, and so even though she's really appalled by the delivery man's behavior, she has no choice. She begins by performing fellatio, massaging her vagina, giving fellatio to the man while...
Wait a second. She's appalled by his behavior?
No, by her... yes.
So what? I mean, the fact that he has his penis through the pizza box?
Yeah, she doesn't like that, apparently.
Now that's news to me. I thought that, that's, most women would be turned on by that.
No, you're not supposed to do that.
That's called foreplay.
Yeah, I mean, Gloria Steinem
dick
said
through their pizza.
You shouldn't do that, apparently.
I don't know why Gloria Steinem is so against pizza sex.
Yeah.
It's weird. So what happens
She hates
here?
Italians. Okay.
Yeah.
He's wearing the pizza box, having sex from behind, missionary, standing in suspended Congress, spooning from the side.
Suspended Congress? What the fuck is that?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
So wait, he's wearing the pizza box while having sex with her.
Yeah.
That's hot.
He performs an extended filibuster on her. What the fuck is that? All right, well.
What happens?
Yeah.
Cowgirl, reverse cowgirl, more reverse cowgirl, and finally the man comes to fruition, but the camera blurs out and the familiar Big Sausage Pizza logo covers the woman's face. It reads, "Join now, members see it all."
Comes to fruition. That's like the least sexiest thing I've ever heard. There's nothing sexy about that.
He sounds like really stoned. He sounds like he's reading this in front of a running faucet or something. It's the worst.
Well, the audio quality wasn't that great, but he also sounds like he's too serious about it. Like he's just very matter of fact.
Comes to fruition.
Comes to fruition. Suspended Congress.
Yeah.
Still wearing the pizza box. Hey, come on, dude. You could have a little more fun with it. They should get Ron Jeremy to narrate some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, he'd be into it. So what else? What other ones do you have?
This is my absolute favorite one. And it's not even just a video. It's like a site. It's describing a site. The site is elvisrape.com.
Elvisrape.com.
That's right.
Yeah, I got to look this up, actually.
Here you go.
Apparently what this site features as its theme is Elvis impersonators being anally raped by fat bearded perverts who promise them entertainment connections. At the very top of the page you can see a picture of an Elvis impersonator with his pants down, and you could see the rhinestoned white pants around his ankles, and then you see 2 pairs of hairy legs and an ass being anally raped.
Who's narrating? Is this Drake?
Yeah, I think so.
Or Young Thug?
Yeah.
I don't know who's narrating.
It's Young Jeezy, I believe.
Young Jeezy.
Yeah.
Okay, Young Jeezy's doing the narration. All right, very descriptive.
As you scroll down, you see other Elvises being anally raped by fat, creepy nerds. At the very bottom, appears to be a trailer of some sorts that seems to have another fat, bearded man in a Clearwater Revival T-shirt about to anally rape another Elvis impersonator.
Best thing.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Is he trying to make a correlation between Creedence, Clearwater Revival, and raping Elvis impersonators?
A loose correlation. Not a causation, but,
That's interesting.
You could the particular kind of bearded weirdo involved in this.
There's been some times when I've gotten kind of stoned. I listened to that song "Fortunate Son."
Right.
Closed my eyes and I thought about raping an Elvis impersonator.
Okay. Yeah.
Just bending him over while he's like singing Blue Suede Shoes.
Right.
Sodomizing him.
Yeah.
Wow. So what happens in this?
Would you rather anally rape young Elvis or old Elvis?
Ooh. Old Elvis, because he probably couldn't run away.
No, he couldn't.
Like young Elvis is tougher. He probably could hurt you.
Right.
Yeah.
He's probably got a lot of drugs to give you, though. Young Elvis probably doesn't have as many.
Yeah, old Elvis would just give you a bunch of Quaaludes.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and just play a clip of it, and then you can click over and enjoy the entire clip.
Say, man, you've been looking at me for the last 5 minutes like you want to fucking eat me or something, man. What the fuck is going on over here? You fucking look good enough to eat, motherfucker. Do I look like I have any fucking connections to any kind of shit, motherfucker? This is a fucking basement. Hey, come on, partner. You ain't gotta treat me like that, man. Come on.
This is a real site?
Well, it's not anymore. I mean, this is old. This site's all these things are old.
No, but I'm saying, is there still a website called elvisrape.com?
No, it does not exist anymore. I checked.
Oh, man.
Yeah, sorry.
This is amazing.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's pretty good.
Wow. I think, I've developed a fetish here.
Yeah. No, I mean, who wouldn't, Oh,
wow. elvisrape.com.
Yeah. I wonder if this is real.
That's what I'm wondering, because doesn't it sound like he has his 2 friends acting this out?
It's totally real. Wait.
You got to be kidding me.
Yeah, I'm looking on the Wayback Machine, buddy.
And there's a website called elvisrape.com.
It was a thing that existed. That's for fucking sure. Yeah.
That's amazing.
It totally existed.
And it was just, and it's gay, right? This is like gay rape, men raping other Elvis.
I would hope
impersonator.
I mean, Jesus Christ, Jesus.
I wonder if my brother has any of this porn. Wow. So how does it end? He just ends up it just sounds so fake to me. Yeah. It doesn't sound real.
I mean, it's a thing that existed,
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway, Pornhub never ceases to impress me. It's just like I feel better as a human that there's a porn site out there that actually gives a shit about me.
Right.
Because, I've been jacking off to UJizz.com for years. UJizz couldn't care less about me.
Most porn sites don't have an R&D department, that's for sure.
Or a PR department.
Right.
The UJizz, if they did give a shit about me, they'd have more big tits, round asses videos, which they don't.
Yeah.
They don't. I'll go on UJIS and I'll be like having to, scroll through for like 10 minutes till I actually find something that is arousing enough for me to get off.
Right. It's like, where's all the straitjacket porn, motherfucker? Where is it?
Exactly. Where is the straitjacket porn?
Yeah.
But here comes Pornhub. That's just, the Mother Teresa of porn.
Yeah.
So thank you, Pornhub, for serving society.
Mm-hmm.
Helping people out, especially the blind. Because before that, they had to go listen to a guy narrating Elvis rape videos. We live in a beautiful era.
Hey, man, why are you taking my pants off there, man?
People, it's episode 537 here of Sick and Wrong. We have some Sick and Wrong news coming up next and some phone calls after that. Before we get to our first news story, here's a word from AdamandEve.com.
Hey, Sick and Wrong listeners. This is Trucker Paul. I gotta tell you about this wonderful porno place where you can buy jack-off machines, dildos, inflatable wives. I've bought them all. When I go home, I like to diddle my wife with a little dildo. When I'm on the road, I got my second wife, my blow-up doll, and my jack-off sleeve. Go to adamandeve.com. Type in the word diddle, D-I-D-D-L-E, and you'll get 50% off all your masturbation machines. Adios, lick my balls!
I put a spell on you. Because of my...
So, Harrison, we mentioned before that, yes, we recorded early last week and we missed some integral news items, some major news items. But people, we can't catch everything. We record early, we miss some things. You shouldn't be relying on us as your sole source of news. You shouldn't.
No.
Because what we consider news, other people may not.
Right.
For example, this came in from an Aussie site called ntnews.com. And to me, I would rather read an article like this than an article about a guy going into a gay nightclub and murdering 50 people.
Right.
I'd rather hear an article with a headline like this: Kangaroo has sex with pig while goose watches. Now that's a headline.
That is a headline.
Now that's a headline I want to hear. That you'd think something like that could happen in Florida.
Right.
But apparently this happened in Australia.
I'm like a half-mast right now, just in case anybody's wondering.
Just close your eyes, picture it, people. Pretend you're blind. They're held in captivity at a roadhouse in the tiny Australian town of Aileron. A kangaroo...
They keep animals captured at roadhouses now?
Apparently in Australia they have
Jesus
roadhouse.
Christ.
Yeah. All right. I heard Patrick Swayze bounces at this roadhouse.
Yeah.
A kangaroo and a
platypus
pig...
has too much to drink. Get him out of here.
Just rips its throat out. A kangaroo and a pig have found love in a hopeless place. A hopeless place. That's where love can blossom.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful... This is a feel-good story, Instead of a guy going in, screaming Allah Akbar and shooting a bunch of gay people.
Hey, man, why's that kangaroo got his dick out, man? I don't like it. I got to say, I don't like it.
The best thing about this story is the name of the kangaroo. It's so Aussie. This is like so Aussie. It's called Fuck It, the kangaroo. The kangaroo's name is Fuck It because named after its fondness for humping everything.
Yeah.
But apparently the kangaroo's not always faithful to his girlfriend, Apples, a female pig. That doesn't mean he doesn't love her, says Roadhouse owner Greg Dick. I tried to take the pig away the other day, and the kangaroo went nuts, nearly tore the fence down.
Jesus
now, that's
Christ.
love.
Yeah,
that's is. When's the last time you tried to tear the fence down over a woman? I can't even remember. Well, Fuck It has been living at the Roadhouse for over 28 years. I didn't even know kangaroos can live that long.
I think they live longer than us.
Do they?
They're immortal.
Man.
Yeah.
God. He was only introduced to Apples 1 year ago, and the two had an instant connection immediately. Tourists often stop to gawk and comment at the animal love affair. The animals are often seen cuddling, nudging, and mounting one another as a goose watches.
Right.
So there's this pervert goose that watches the kangaroo fuck the pig. And according, you were looking up some pictures of this.
Yeah.
And the pig will fuck the kangaroo too.
Yeah, the pig mounts the kangaroo afterwards, and the kangaroo's like, wait, I don't know. All right.
And the kangaroo's just like, just do it.
Yeah.
There's some sexual confusion going on here in Australia. Apparently, after a couple Fosters, though, this is considered porn.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like, they don't even need to watch porn. They don't need Pornhub in Australia. They just watch kangaroos fuck pigs.
Seeing like this is hard to set up. Even on Craigslist, trying to set this thing like this up without getting your fucking throat cut. Shit is difficult, man.
According to an animal behavior expert at the University of Sydney, Derek Spielman, he said this is what can happen when animals are kept in captivity. It's unusual. You don't see it that often. But that's because it's an unusual situation. These are two species that on their own would never speak to each other. But now their only option is to befriend another type of animal. It's kind of like being in prison.
Right.
You're not normally gay, but you're in prison. You're like,
you go to war with the army you have.
Fuck it. Exactly. Yeah. The Roadhouse owner said he's going to start charging admission.
You should.
This passes for entertainment.
Yeah. People
are going to travel this town to watch a kangaroo fuck a pig.
Yeah, I drive quite a bit to see that.
I guess I'd go see this too. It's interesting. Next story here. A guy actually called in to the show, called the hotline, and he was like, "D, you need to play this call." Yeah, do you have that queued up? That one?
Which call here?
Some guy, he called in and said, "Play the masturbating call."
Oh yeah, that guy.
Listen to this guy.
All right.
So forthcoming.
Hey D, you got to tell that story about that dude who died jacking off in that hospital. That's pure sick and wrong shit right there.
Okay.
Hey, I don't got to do anything, really,
Motherfucker, I ain't got to do shit.
I ain't got to do shit. But you, sir, are correct. That is some pure sick and wrong shit going on right there. And I was actually planning on doing this story prior to hearing your phone call.
Yeah.
So thanks for reminding me about some sick and wrong pure shit. I don't like the cut sick and wrong shit. I hate when they cut it up with some other, I don't know,
well, I mean, all those hot
stuff.
fucking cancer patients walking around, how do you not?
But people with nurse fetishes, like if you're a doctor, you got all these sexy nurses in there.
Nurse Joy,
yeah,
Pokemon, sure,
kind of hot. Nurse Ratchet. Hospital employee dies of heart attack while masturbating on the job.
Right,
masturbating on the job. It can be dangerous at times. It really can be. So the body of a 48-year-old man in the Bronx was found by a colleague on Tuesday. That's the worst. To find your coworker just dead. And to find him dead, that's pretty bad. But to find him dead with his pants down watching porn, like, what do you say? Yep. Do you pull his pants up and switch it to like Yahoo.com or something, or do you just leave it?
No, you just leave it because that's how you get framed for murder.
Yeah, but what if it's your buddy?
Touching no.
Okay, what if it's your best friend? And you knew his wife is going to find out he's jacking off the gay porn?
Yes.
Or Elvis rape porn?
Right.
If it was Elvis rape porn, I'd leave it.
You kind of need a pre-existing agreement, I feel, to do that, like I have with some friends.
Yeah. Where they discard all evidence. Sure. But I mean, if this is a guy that you've been you've been working with for the past 10 years, and you know his wife, you know his kids.
Right.
And you come in, he died of a heart attack, Elvis rape porn still playing on his computer. I don't know if I'd want his family to know about that.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
I guess it depends on how well I like the guy. No foul play is believed in the unidentified employee's death, unless you think masturbating on the job constitutes foul play. Have you ever done that, Harrison? Have you ever jacked off at work?
Yeah. Yes.
Like in the bathroom?
Yes.
Not at your desk?
No.
You read about this where like...
in an office once when I had an office with a door that locked.
So you just jacked off just sitting at your computer?
Yeah.
During work hours or like at
It was
night?
after work hours.
Wow.
I had roommates I didn't like, so I stayed at work really late.
So no one else is in the office?
No.
What if
but
like
the
a
maid
janitor
could come in?
or a
Yeah,
maid
that
or
happened.
something?
That happened when I was asleep on the floor and she thought I was dead and she started screaming. And I'm like, no, I'm not dead. It was a nightmare.
Dios mío.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do. I think I've caught an employee masturbating before. Like I walked in and You know, I came into work on like a Saturday, no one else was there, and the guy like was all nervous upon seeing me. I don't know what was happening. Maybe. I remember one time, this was actually amazing. When I worked at the online publishing company, we used to have to make a lot of porn magazines. This is a company in San Francisco. We had a new CS director, customer support director, and he had to give a presentation about some CS thing that they were doing. And so we were all like me, you know, my boss, the CEO, and a couple other executives were all in this conference room. And so he loads his like assistant or whatever, loads up his computer, his coordinator, and he loads it up, and the first thing that shows up is just a big picture of a gay porn. I think it was called Honcho or something. There's a gay porn mag, and it's just like, you know, guy spread asshole, and the assistant's all like, oh my god, and this dude didn't even skip a beat. He was just
a
like,
glorious gaping asshole.
Yeah, he didn't even skip a beat though. I mean, he was just not even you know, nonplussed. He just kind of looked at it and was just like, all right, that's fine.
Yeah,
you know, and then continued on with the presentation. Yeah, not even bothered by it.
I'd like smash the computer.
I wouldn't be able to maintain composure. I think I'd be like, oh, shit. I don't know how. Oh, I was doing some testing on the software. That's how that came
What the hell?
Yeah. God, jeez. There's a hacker. You know, but whatever. Anyway, authorities say the man was found in a remote area of the North Central Bronx Hospital around 10 a.m., partially disrobed, and was watching pornography on a computer when he died. So at least he was in a remote area. That's good. They don't say what he did. I'm assuming they just say hospital employee.
Sure.
I'm assuming he was like an orderly or something, or like the guy that empties the bedpans.
Okay.
Maybe a maintenance worker. Could be security. They feel that the man may have gone to cardiac arrest while
masturbating. Those are some classist assumptions of you, D.
Well, what do you think? He's a doctor?
Could be. Who knows?
I guess he could be a doctor. That's true. Doctors masturbate too.
Right.
But usually what a doctor would do is they'd, you know, give the patient some kind of sedative or something and have them be like, you know, become unconscious, and they could just jack off on their face.
Sure, that's usually what yeah, you're right.
That's what doctors do.
That's the MO, right.
They just find an attractive patient, knock her out.
Yep.
Next thing you know, give her a couple tranquilizers. Next thing you know, you could just jack off on her face, clean it off, and all is well. But, you know, the security guys have to look at porn on the computer. Yeah, so people might find the nature of the man's death embarrassing, but if you think about it, he died doing something he enjoyed. So
plus he's dead.
Yeah, I mean, must we crucify him in the media?
Yeah.
And this is, to me, it's like, you know, it sucked that it happened, but maybe next time his fellow coworker should maybe change the channel and just be, you know, pull his pants up.
You ever watch crucifixion porn?
No, that's a new genre.
That's something.
Huh. That is a new genre.
Yeah.
So you have a story here that is... So there was like a trifecta of news stories that happened in Orlando, in Florida this past week.
Yeah.
There was the alligator snatching the 2-year-old
right.
at the Disney park. There was the Orlando mass murder. And then there was this story. The stalker who killed the voice... that famous girl from The Voice. I don't know. She was a singer that won...
Christina Grimmie. Yeah.
Christina Grimmie, a pop star.
Well, I mean, the reason, you know, the Spanish conquistadors steered clear of Orlando because there's a hellmouth in the swamp, which is why Walt Disney built Disney World there. So,
oh, really?
Just a little fun fact for you back at home, you know?
I did not know that.
Yeah. Anyway, Best Buy worker gunman who shot dead voice star Christina Grimmie had hair transplants, laser eye surgery, and went vegan in a delusional attempt to become her boyfriend.
Wow, now that's some effort.
Yeah.
That guy put forth a lot of effort.
Yeah.
If she realized how much effort this guy was putting in to be her boyfriend, maybe they could have dated.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that's kind of impressive.
I'm joking. Did you see a picture of this guy?
No.
Oh, God, he was creepy.
Really?
Yeah, he was creepy.
What kind of creepy?
Kind of pasty. He had like balding reddish hair. You know, a ginger.
Right.
He worked for the Geek Squad at Best Buy.
Right. You got to wear the short sleeve white dress shirts.
Like there's no way in hell. Even if this guy had a ton of money, she still wouldn't have dated him.
Right.
I mean, he kind of had that Silence of the Lambs thing going on.
He did, yeah. Killer Kevin Loibl was so infatuated with the singer, he's said to have undergone a hair transplant, laser eye surgery, and stopped eating meat to lose weight so he could impress her. There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is she a vegan or something?
What? I guess so. Loibl, 27, killed the 22-year-old who found fame on singing contest The Voice. while she was signing autographs for fans after performance in Orlando, Florida on Friday night. See, I kind of feel bad just because, like, had the nightclub thing not happened, she'd have like 3 days of the news cycle devoted to her.
Yeah, no, this would have been a big story.
Yeah.
But it was obviously eclipsed by the nightclub shooting.
Right.
But then also the Disney, a 2-year-old gets snatched by an alligator.
Right, yeah.
It's hard to compete with other major news events like that.
Right, yeah. All right, well, he shot her 3 times as she held out her arms to hug him during the meet and greet session. The gunman, who had been armed with 2 handguns and a knife, later killed himself after being tackled by Grimmy's brother Marcus, who tried to stop the attack on his sister.
So this guy, though, was this guy a stalker?
Yes.
I mean, had she ever met him before?
No.
So she had no idea. She saw this guy, a fan. She's going to go give him a hug.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, he starts shooting her.
Yeah, she didn't know.
You kind of have to be wary, though, of a guy in his mid-20s that's a big fan of some, like, teeny voice pop star.
Yeah, and you also got to, she couldn't have known that he had like a 3D printed out, life-size model of her in his basement, probably.
Yeah, anatomically correct.
Right, yeah. According to TMZ, colleagues said he underwent the hair transplant. And just to be clear here, his coworkers at Best Buy. Colleagues, right?
Other members of the Geek Squad.
Yeah, colleagues. Anyway, drastically changing his diet to lose weight after telling them that he wanted the singer to become his wife. His coworkers also told the website that Loibl would listen to her music constantly, and even claimed to have played online games with the singer and met her at a concert in March.
Wow, can you imagine the ridicule? I would not have stopped. I mean, it would have been endless ridicule coming from me.
Yep.
I would have brought it up every single time I saw this guy. There's a guy that I work with that goes on Tinder a lot, and I make fun of him all the time for basically, like, he told me a couple things that he says to girls. Like, one of his things is like, "Hey, how's your Monday going?" Like, that's his opening line. We bring it up all the time. We're like, "Hey, how's your Monday going?"
That's retarded.
Or he asks another girl, like, "Want to grab a slice?"
That's dumb.
Yeah, I know, whatever. I mean, he's a kid, but, occasionally it works for him. But anyway, I mean, we bring it up all the time. We ask him about the pizza Tinder hose, all this stuff. If I knew that guy listened obsessively to some pop singer's music and thought that he was going to be her boyfriend, I would make fun of him on a day, not even a day, on an hourly basis.
Sure. Yeah.
Maybe not even an hourly basis. I'd probably 7 times an hour I'd be making fun of the guy.
Yeah, I mean, you might be on the list if it happens. If it goes bananas.
Yeah, and that's but that's a risk I'd be willing to take.
Yeah.
Because this guy deserved it.
It's fair. Yeah. Tough but fair. All right, so
tough love.
They also added that they would tease him, and he became furious when pictures surfaced on social media of Grimmy with producer Steven Reza because he thought they were in a relationship together.
So that's what set him off.
Yeah.
He saw this picture on like Facebook or Instagram or something.
Ugh. Yeah.
Wow. I would have printed that picture out 20 times, pasted it all over this guy's desk.
Yeah. Well, you're a professional asshole, so,
Yeah.
After the shooting, Loibl's family apologized for the murder with a hastily scribbled note stuck on their front door. It read, "Deepest sorrow for lost to the family. Friends and fans of the very talented, loving Christina Grimmie." No other comments.
Wow.
I mean, what do you do in that situation? I mean, if they had money, which they probably don't, they would have hired a publicist or something. So, on the website, the GoFundMe website, Teffy said Grimmie's family made the ultimate family sacrifice to support Christina on her musical journey. He added, "They did nothing but love her and support her as family the best they know how. The only worry I want them to have at this point is that of recovery." So,
what's his name from Maroon 5 actually paid for the funeral. And then they raised all this money.
Right.
The family. I don't know why.
$170,000.
Yeah. Why would they need that much money?
I imagine that with winning The Voice, you actually probably don't get that much.
But they must make it a little. Don't you get like a recording contract or something?
Yeah, but it's all kind of a scam. It's all kind of like the who's who of American high school students, these things.
Yeah, and I guess they make money off of you.
Yeah.
Because of I'm sure, all the ad revenue that
After
they make
fees,
during that.
I mean, the whole music industry was built this way. After fees, recording fees, they charge you for all this shit. you probably walk away with like a coupon.
I'm sure this girl, though, if she would have, just continued being a pop singer, like Demi Lovato supported her, the Maroon 5 douche,
Right.
she probably would have been kind of successful.
Yeah, she probably would have.
Had her career not been cut short by this freak of nature. That's why the family's like, no further comments, because they knew their son was a freak. I'm sure they're just like, yeah, our son sucked. You should have seen who else he was obsessed with.
Right.
Britney Spears back in the 2000s, Christina Aguilera, Aaliyah, just probably everybody. I'm sure you just had like a flavor of the year, a flavor of the month.
Yeah. People need their expectations realigned,
Well, I don't even understand. Like this guy, this is it's just weird. Like I don't understand how like a pathology like this develops. Like she was a YouTube star.
Right.
This guy was kind of a nerd, obviously kind of a nerd. And so he probably went on YouTube. But it's like, what is he really thinking? Do you think she's going to like fall in love with him? It's never going to happen.
Yeah.
And getting laser eye surgery is not going to improve that.
No.
I think the whole problem is he's ginger. Poor ginger guys. Ginger girls, everybody loves ginger chicks because they're hot. It's all genre porn.
They're not all hot, all right?
All right, no, okay.
You ever been to Ireland? There's like no middle ground. They're either like fucking super hot or they're like a fucking swamp hag. It's like there's no middle ground at all.
They do look like some kind of genetic mutation, like this kind of but no, like this like radioactive.
That Irish guy who doesn't
creature.
like me is gonna like me even less.
But
that guy's like, I don't like that Harrison fella. He's not very good.
But I'm saying though, it's like there's a whole genre of porn dedicated to redhead chicks because they're hot.
Yeah.
There can be really hot ones, but what girl likes a redhead guy? Irish women, I suppose.
Yeah.
I feel bad for gingers. I feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
Unless you're like Prince Harry, I don't know what else you can do there.
That Harry Potter kid.
Yeah, the Harry Potter kid, yeah.
Whatever. Grimblebam or what? I don't know. I never read the books or whatever.
Security should know if a 22-year-old, 23-year-old redhead guy shows up at a pop star's book signing.
Right.
Just watch him. Just watch him.
Right, yeah.
He's got red hair. All right, last story we got here has to do with the Amish. I love stories that have to do with Amish.
Oh, yeah. Love it.
Love the Amish. Parents gifted teen daughter to a man found with 12 girls.
That sounds like a laugh riot. Let's hear it.
This guy has a collection going here. The teen told investigators she was the mother of 2 of the children found in this Pennsylvania home.
Ugh.
So 2 girls in there were fathered by this man. A Pennsylvania couple told authorities that they, quote-unquote, gifted their teenage daughter to a man who helped save them from financial ruin. And they thought the arrangement was completely legal, even after the man fathered 2 children with one of the girls.
The fuck?
Yeah.
There's a Dungeoneer epidemic in this country.
Yeah, there really is, actually. Lee Kaplan here, 51 years old, was found living with the teen, who is now 18.
All right.
She's 18.
Sure.
And she's his wife, along with 11 younger girls.
All right.
When a neighbor's tip sent child welfare workers and police to his small Bucks County house, this is in Pennsylvania, he was jailed under $1 million bail on charges of statutory sexual assault and corrupting the morals of minors.
Okay.
I wonder if we get charged with that. Do you think we can get charged with that?
They charged Socrates with it.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of minors that listen to the show. Kids, you should be 18 if you listen to Sick and Wrong. Pay attention to that. That's what it says on iTunes. Police Lieutenant John Krimmel said, "We kept finding more and more children. It's just a crazy situation." It is pretty crazy.
That's pretty wacky, guys.
This is wacky. Yeah. This got like Three's Company written all over it. Police also arrested the girls' parents, who were Amish. And
I got girls in my dungeon. I'm Mr. Furley.
The father here, Daniel Stoltzvus, told investigators that he had researched the legality of giving away his daughter on the internet. He was charged with conspiracy to commit statutory sexual assault and child endangerment. His wife, Sevilla, acknowledged she knew of the daughter's sexual relationship. She was charged with child endangerment. Do you think...
LegalZoom.com said this whole thing was above board. So,
But do you think gifting your daughter to someone else is like a form of Amish currency? Like if you don't have enough pigs to give away, you can just be like, well, I have a child. Take it.
Of course it is, yes.
Like that's normal.
Yeah.
So that's worth
it's
like
still
what?
very normal in a large part of the world, yeah.
I'm sure in like Pakistan or something, but...
Don't you work with any Indian people who are in arranged marriages? That's what that is. It's the same thing.
Well, I suppose this is. I mean, but arranged marriage usually is like you.
And I gotta say,
it's not for financial ruin, though. I mean, this guy actually helped them get out of, like, paid off their debt. So that's why they gifted their daughter.
But the arranged marriages is usually for financial purposes.
Yeah, I guess
that's what marriage is.
Some kind of financial gain.
Originally, so, yeah.
The children included a 3-year-old and a 6-month-old, who the 18-year-old said were hers, and they were fathered by Kaplan. Authorities said all the girls appeared in good health and were in protective custody together.
All right.
The Amish parents told detectives that 9 other girls found in the house were their children. But the district attorney here says he doesn't know if he believes them. He said some of the girls had positive comments to say about Kaplan, the man who lived in the house, but appeared to be brainwashed.
Right.
But think about it. You know, if you're an Amish kid and you live on the farm with your Amish parents, and then along comes the parents are like, hey, you know what? We're going to go have you live with this guy up the street in a real house with a TV and a microwave. Would you be like, later?
Yeah.
I mean, at least now they get to watch TV.
Totally.
You know? The Amish parents of Stoltzfuses told police that they were losing their Lancaster County farm until Kaplan came out of the blue and saved them from financial ruin.
All right.
He's like a superhero pedophile.
Right.
Yeah. The criminal complaint says that Stoltzfus told police the couple gave their child to Kaplan 4 years ago as a thank you for saving them.
All right.
You know? The neighbor, Jan Betts, complained about the house. She's the one who called the police after repeatedly seeing girls there, always wearing blue dresses and looking afraid. Okay, sure. I'm sure I'd be a little scared, you know, living in this house with this man. Seems somewhat cult-like, forced to wear a blue dress. But at least I get to watch The Big Bang Theory.
That's true.
Sure, you got to give the guy a blowjob every now and then, but you get to watch The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
It's show.
Funny because they're smart and they can't talk to people.
Betts told authorities that she saw a couple girls last week standing in the driveway. They just looked unhappy and sad. And again, in the blue dresses. And I've been telling my husband for years that just something isn't right. Can you picture this?
Well, I can just because I subscribe to scaredinbluedresses.com. I love it.
I just can picture her sitting there with her husband. And he's like, I know, Janice, I know. You talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
The sad girls in their blue dresses.
Yeah.
If it bothers you that fucking much, call the cops.
Yeah.
And so she finally did.
That
Look
sounds
what
like
happens.
a Tears for Fears lyric.
The sad girls in their blue dresses.
Yeah.
I think it was a Smith song, actually. So there you go. You can't gift your daughter away, Amish people.
No.
You know, this isn't the 1800s here.
Yeah.
You know, go make a bunch of butter for the guy or something.
You need legal advice, call me. I'm half Jewish.
Yeah. Harrison will help you out. People, send your stories, sickaroundpodcast@hotmail.com. We have phone calls coming up next to the new Sick and Wrong hotline. 323-522-4032 is that number. But before we get to that, here's another word about the clit bumper from adamandeve.com.
Go to adamandeve.com, and for a limited time only, you'll get 50% off just about any item. When you select your one free item at 50% off, you'll also receive 3 free adult DVDs, plus a free exclusive gift. And to top it all off, they'll even throw in free shipping on your entire order. And what's that free exclusive gift? It's the Clit Bumper, the ideal pleasure ring for couples. He'll love the way this love ring lets him stay harder, longer. It increases the strength of orgasm, and she'll love the way the pleasure nubs thrill her sweet spots. The unique bumper stimulates her clitoris, and it's soft and stretchy for a comfortable fit. The Clit Bumper's made of premium silicone, it's waterproof, and it's compatible with all water-based lubes. Use code DIDDLE at checkout. That's DIDDLE at adamandeve.com.
We got a few phone calls here, the Sick and Wrong hotline. People, remember we have a new hotline. 323-522-4032 is that number. Don't forget it.
Yeah.
A lot of people are confused. It's a Google Voice number. It's an LA-based number. And you get to hear Harrison's lovely message. The first call we got here is I would say somewhat of a Father's Day call.
Okay.
The best dad ever.
Right.
Let's play this one.
Okay.
Well, I'm calling because blasphemy today, and because I did heroin the other day,
and she found out by snooping in my computer, and she left me because she said that she would leave me if I ever did any drugs again. And so she followed through with it. And what did I do? I went and bought 6 bags of heroin, and I'm 3 bags in. I'm really high. I was gonna do all 3 of them. My wife called and said that I can come see her and I can take the dogs. And she said that if I get clean, I can have her and my daughter back in my life again. And because before that wasn't the case, and I was 3 bags in to 6 bags of killing myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So wait a second. He's 3 bags in. He's getting high. The wife just called and said, "You can come get the dogs, and then you could see me and my daughter."
Yeah,
his daughter.
The wife did actually the thing you're supposed to do in that situation. She left him, but she gave him an incentive to get his fucking shit together.
But obviously, it's not working if he's in 3 bags deep.
Well, he's already doing 3 bags, and he's got 3 more. What is he going to do? Throw them out? You got to do them.
Why not just flush them and then go see your kid?
You don't understand this shit, man.
Best dad ever. This is like an uplifting Father's Day call. So what happens?
Look, okay.
And she stopped me, so I'm driving to go get the dog, and also I smoked a little bit of crack, not a lot, but I essentially am really high and I'm really depressed. Figured I'd call and tell you guys so you can make fun of me next week.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're here to give you some life advice.
Yeah. I mean, I like this kid. You know, he's
this guy?
Yeah, he's on the Facebook a lot. He's a weird dude. He kind of stalks podcast hosts. Like he stalks all the Cape Comedy Radio guys too. You know, and I started. You know, he would yell at me if the show was late, and we kind of became friendly. You know, because he's a particular type of misfit that I kind of appreciate.
I caution you about that, Harrison. You know, we just read an article about a guy, a ginger, that went and killed a pop star.
Honestly, that would be great. You know,
heroin addict goes and kills a obscure podcast host.
I like this kid. I mean, it's not a very funny call, let's be honest, but I want to play it so there's a record of it. So when he's in rehab now, when he gets out of rehab, he can hear this and be like, God, I was a fucking shitheel. You know, and he can listen to it and get his shit together. Because I like this kid. He disappeared he never goes more than like 12 hours without posting something on Facebook. He disappeared. I actually thought he was dead.
You thought he OD'd?
Yeah, I really did. And I started writing like a tribute for the fucking show, you know, because he's a listener. He's a dedicated listener.
Well, you know, it's good that he's in rehab.
Yeah, very good.
I just don't think, it's not befitting of a father to be doing a bunch of heroin, smoking some crack, and then going over and see your daughter. So maybe you learned a life lesson here.
Well, fucking Jesus was a crossmaker. What do you want?
Yeah, that's true. I'm just saying, it's like, this guy's got actually something to live for.
Yeah.
Whereas, look at us.
That's true.
The podcast.
Yeah, no.
My fucking hairless cat. If anyone should be doing heroin, smoking crack, should be me.
Yeah, I mean, the rules that keep me alive are starting to wither away.
Yeah, I mean, it's like there's not much in my life that I give a shit about.
Right.
So I'm just saying, if you have a kid,
fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway, that's the Father's Day, the uplifting Father's Day call.
Yeah.
The second call we got here is this guy actually tracked down my brother because he wanted to meet my brother Jeffrey.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, it's Butt Sucker 99.
Remember this guy?
I thought I would give a call. I came into Jeffrey's bar the other night on St. Patrick's Day. I just want to let the other listeners know that Jeffrey is a fucking badass.
I'm sure my brother loved this.
I was there with my girlfriend.
I can't believe this guy has a girlfriend. That's depressing.
Yeah. He gave me a free drink, and he was wearing his cock hat, which is really exciting to us.
Jeffrey has a hat that has a rooster on it.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
So he calls it his cock hat.
Right.
I love how this guy found it particularly exciting.
Fucking the whole night was dedicated to trying to find his bar, and eventually we found it. And she didn't believe that
Oh my God! Come on.
Well, I didn't believe that Jeffrey was going to be there, and I the first bartender I talked to,
It's like watching Lord of the Rings.
I would think this guy is on like 3 bags of heroin.
Yeah.
And, a couple rocks of crack. The other guy sounded much more coherent.
I was like, yo, what's up, dude? Is Jeffrey here? And he's like, I'm Jeffrey.
God, could you imagine?
And
can you
then I
picture my
noticed
brother's
his cock
face?
hat. Gave me a free drink because he already closed the register a little bit later. And it was awesome. So Jeffrey's the shit, as everybody already knows. Harrison, you are not a god.
Okay.
Lance Wackerly is a god.
Oh, right. I remember this. Okay.
But you know what? You're trying, and it's cool. You're doing good, man. Some other dude fucking mentioned that the podcasts are getting more entertaining, and that's awesome. I agree.
Sure.
I'm probably gonna call back. My message is getting weird, man.
It is getting weird. He called back 2 more times.
Oh, man.
And the other call, he was even more incoherent, but he kept saying, Harrison's a demigod.
Okay.
He's a demigod. So you haven't quite reached God level
getting up there,
in this guy's mind, but you're a demigod.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm from Orange County, so
Not surprising. Okay.
you got LA listeners or Southern California listeners. Fuck Muhammad.
This goes on and on, so let's cut this one off here. It is funny to me when any listener goes into my brother's bar, because we've mentioned the bar on the show, and so sometimes they'll go to San Francisco, or they'll be in San Francisco because it's such a tourist town,
Yeah.
It's a destination spot, and they'll go there and they'll track down my brother's bar just to meet my brother. My brother will be like, he'll text me and be like, why the fuck did you send this person here?
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't send anyone to you. One guy actually moved to San Francisco and became a regular there.
Okay.
And they started hanging out. And he met my sister, and he was like, you're the irritable bowel sister. And he was super stoked. And she's like, yeah, that's great. I'm really happy that you refer to me that way. But yeah, if you do meet my brother is a very cool person. And he'll totally be nice to you.
Yep.
And if you do go to his bar, don't be a dick, okay? That's the only rule. The next call we got here is from another caller who I questioned the veracity of the last call. Okay. I question if the person actually even existed, if the person we were hearing was real. His name is Quigley.
Ah, yes.
You'll remember Quigley.
The old slush burger.
Yeah, the old slush burger.
Yeah.
Calls back.
All right.
Hey, it's Quigley. Well, my friends like to call me Slush Burger. Well, you guys hung up on me before I got able to tell my story. This was another story before I got my stroke. And a girl, she said, I walked out of my dorm room and she told me, hey, it's National Pussy Weekend. Do you want to get laid? And
That's not a real...
Okay. So, remember we were saying, like, this guy sounds retarded?
Right.
Like, there's no one that would have a voice like this?
Yeah.
It would make sense that he speaks in this fashion because he's had a stroke.
This is how they... Yeah, this
is how, like, the effect that you'd have if you had a stroke.
If this guy's faking this shit, he's like the new Philip Seymour Hoffman, okay?
He is
Jesus Christ,
he is a
you
master thespian.
Yeah.
If he's faking this. So he's saying that before he had his stroke, he used to be a real pussy magnet, this guy. And apparently he was walking down the street on his college campus, and some girl came up to him and said, it's National Pussy Weekend, which I was unaware that's a holiday. Is that a holiday?
Yeah, it's like right after Earth Day or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, I guess I missed that one.
Okay.
that was the only time she said it. That was the only time I ever heard these words. She said it to me, I promise you, I'm not making it up. It's real. And I said, oh my goodness, okay. And then going to a party, doing ecstasy and drinking a lot of wine and beer and liquor and all that before I had my stroke. And so we're going back, and well, we do have sex in the same dorm room at my university, and the same room where I went to having sex in the bathroom, girl puke and poop in it. That story you said? And
he kind of speaks without any punctuation. It's just kind of one long, rambling.
It's like reading Finnegan's Wake.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like one long rambling free verse here. He's referring to the call that the probably the most epic shit story we've ever had on the show, where he was allegedly having sex with a girl while she was puking on top of his feces that was in the toilet.
Who could forget?
Who could forget that? A beautiful scene. But anyway, I guess he had sex with another girl in the same room where the poop and pee sex happened before.
So, and then basically it was cool, except she had all these tattoos from rehab, which is okay because I understand that addiction is, disease, not a personal affliction, where it's indicative of somebody's character. So
what? What did he just say?
I didn't understand that. She had tattoos from rehab?
Yeah.
What rehab gives you tattoos?
You could, yeah, you go do it after.
Like prison tattoos in rehab?
Well, you could do that, or but you could go like afterwards, right, when they start letting you out for the day, and then like, let's go get a tattoos because you do. What else are you gonna do?
You're just bored, and you're like, I'm gonna go get a tattoo.
Yeah, you're like,
okay,
you can't
that
smoke
makes
crack,
sense.
so you get some tattoos.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But then what was he saying? Like he was justifying what a rehab?
I don't know
going to rehab.
That was. I don't even think I could understand. I'll have to play it really slow and try to figure it out.
One of them said, "Never trust bitches," and
that's great.
Wait, that's his tattoo?
No, that's her tattoo.
It said, "Never trust bitches."
Yeah. That's the best rehab tattoo I've ever heard of.
I think it reminds me of the song "Bitches Ain't Shit."
Right.
By Dr. Dre, but I kind of like "Never Trust Bitches." That would be a good name for your next album,
right?
Made me feel uncomfortable and creepy crawlies on my skin blobs. So then we were doing it, and I went to go licking on her caboose stand.
Wait, what did you say?
Licking on her kabuchton?
Well, can you rewind
German
that part?
now?
She said he was licking on her cum stamp or tramp stamp?
Geburtstag. It's German for birthday.
I'm not quite sure what that was. I missed that one.
Caboose stand, and that like a vagina, and like
like a vagina.
Wait, he said it was like a vagina?
Caboose stamp. I guess it's like a
caboose stamp. It's her tramp stamp.
Okay.
And then it was like he was licking her tramp stamp, and then he went over to her vagina.
Right.
Okay.
It was dark. The light was on, but the vagina Knutson, it was dark, and I felt weird after licking it for a little
Knutsken.
Little bit, so I didn't do it anymore. But so anyway, so you don't hang up on me again. I went to the cafeteria of my university the next morning, and we were eating breakfast, and we had omelets, and she said, "You should have just busted into me because I pulled out and it come down myself because I didn't want to come in her because I was already stupid enough because it was like the third time we had sex that night. The first two times we had a condom, but then the third time I didn't because, I was like fucked up and all. And she said, "You can just bust in me because I had ovarian cancer." And I was looking at my eggs and my omelet, and then she said, looking at her mouth, and she said ovarian cancer. And then I'm thinking about eggs, and it's just like this traumatic intersection. And you know what, Harrison? You were right, okay?
I was right about a cat? What?
Wait. Okay, wait. I just want to recap what happened here.
Yeah.
He had sex with her. The next day,
this call is like a David Lynch film.
Yeah, I don't understand what's happening.
Jesus.
But I mean, it forces you to interpret it.
Right.
And my interpretation of this is they had sex. The next day, they're in the cafeteria eating eggs.
Right.
And then she was saying, "You could have ejaculated in me." Like he could have, because she had ovarian cancer. And when he said that, and he was thinking of
eggs.
ovums, he was thinking of eggs.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it just kind of bothered him. And then he thought about you.
Okay.
I
It's
don't
like
understand
the
why.
symbolism of a Raymond Carver story, you know?
Yeah. It's yeah, a lot of symbolism in here.
Poignant shit, man. All right. Well, there you go.
Is that it?
That's it.
That was it.
It literally cuts off. He goes, Harrison, you're right about the catheter or something.
Like intersex, and you know what, Harrison? You were right, okay?
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah. All right.
So what's the verdict here, Harrison?
That I'm right.
But do you think this guy has a stroke? Do you think this is all an act?
It's not an act.
You don't think it's an act? You
No.
don't think this is Philip Seymour Hoffman style acting?
No.
Because I'm still skeptical, but now I'm kind of like, maybe this guy really did have a stroke
It's
and
a dark,
did have
sad
sex
world.
with a lot of girls.
Yeah.
When he was, pre-stroke.
Right.
I'm not sure.
Right.
Anyway, people call the Sick and Wrong hotline, 323-522-4032. We did get one email that came in. Actually, this is on Facebook. This guy posted, apologies to Harrison, but I'll just leave this here. It looks fascinating. If possible, get this David Ferrier on the podcast. Did you hear about this? The documentary called Tickled?
I did hear about this, yeah.
So
I knew some fuckface would bring it up, yeah.
Yeah, there's a documentary about competitive endurance tickling. I don't think it involves like a feather. I think it's actually men tickling other men.
Right.
And seeing how long you can last.
Yeah, I saw an interview on Gawker.
Have you ever heard of this? Is this a thing?
Not until this weekend.
So when you go to Munches,
Yeah.
do people talk about like, I like to be tickled?
No, that's kind of a thing, at least in BDSM, it's kind of like a vilified
Really?
fetish.
So
Yeah.
was it because it's like so benign?
It's just stupid.
It's
you know?
okay.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even count.
It's just dumb.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's like not a lot of people have it. It's annoying, and it's just like ugh.
To me, it sounds like a non-fetish. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, you like to be tickled. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
This is nothing. It's like, I like milkshakes.
Right.
Who cares?
Yeah.
There's nothing going on here. But the documentary does look interesting.
It's like the Jim Belushi of fetishes, you know? It's just shitty.
David Ferrier actually reached out to request a story from the company that produced this documentary. But the reply he received was kind of shocking. The sender mocked Ferrier's sexual orientation and threatened legal action should he dig any deeper into this.
What?
So apparently this is like a purportedly heterosexual activity, competitive endurance tickling.
Right.
And the fact that a homosexual reporter wanted to inquire about it, and he was disparaged. So, like any good journalist confronted by a bully, he did the opposite and covered a vast empire known for harassing and harming the lives of those who protest their involvement in these films. And the more he investigated, the stranger it got, discovering secret identities, criminal activity, what have you. So he made a whole documentary about it called Tickled.
Huh.
It actually looks kind of good. We should try to get this guy on the show.
All right.
All right. Thank you
Yeah.
for the suggestion there on Facebook. I forgot to write down the guy's name. I'll have to do that next time.
Okay.
You can email the show at sickandwrongpodcast@hotmail.com. iTunes, people, iTunes. That's where you should listen to the show. If you go to iTunes, and you can listen to it on your mobile device as well.
Right.
You subscribe, you rate, you can comment on the show. Actually, we got some decent comments.
Right, we did.
I sent that to you, Harrison.
Yeah, I got
We
it.
got some decent comments this week from some people, and some 5-star reviews, which we appreciate, even though the last comment came in May and it's June.
Yeah, here's a 5-star review. Title of it's called "Two Gay Jews."
That's a good sitcom.
Yep, a love story for the ages, up there with The Notebook, Titanic, Romeo and Juliet, 10 Things I Hate About You, and She's All That.
Yeah, Two Gay Jews, the next rom-com. Do they have you watch rom-coms when you're getting your brain fried at
They do,
the
yeah.
electroshock
Right now I'm in the middle
center?
of The Wedding Planner.
How does The Wedding Planner compare to like other Sandra Bullock movies? Is she in that one?
She's not in that. That's
Okay.
that's Jennifer Lopez and Matthew McConaughey, right?
Ooh, that's a good duo.
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
a good? Actually, that one's probably the least terrible one, just because it's not written by a moron. Like it's written by somebody who knows how to write dialogue. So, but like the Never Been Kissed Drew Barrymore movie,
I've never
terrible.
seen any of these.
My best friend's wedding. I watched that, And there's like all of a sudden the woman's family they're at dinner and they start singing an Aretha Franklin song. And first I thought it was a character hallucination because I'm like, oh, this is. And then I thought I was having a stroke because I'm like, this is not how white people behave at a restaurant. It's ridiculous.
I'm not sure.
Awful.
I mean, I don't know what happens in the world of rom-coms, except, remember my father, the rabbi, when he was sick, and I used to have to go take care of him, and he had cancer, and I have to go to Michigan. I remember we went to, like, Blockbuster to go rent some videos. Because there's nothing else to do.
Right, sure.
And so we go to Blockbuster, and so I'm, like, looking for some videos, and I got that movie. Did you ever see that movie, Defiance?
No.
It's with Daniel Craig, and it's about the Bilski brothers that fought against the Nazis in Russia. And I got like a couple other movies that I knew were good, like a Scorsese movie and something else. Can't think of the it was a Scorsese movie about America with DiCaprio. Can't think of it. It was a later one.
Okay.
And Daniel Day-Lewis was in it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
anyway,
Gangs of New York.
Gangs of New York.
Yeah.
I got Gangs of New York. I got Defiance. I come over and find my dad, and he like had 3 movies with him. He had like 2 Sandra Bullock rom-coms and like She's All That. And I was like, Dad, but are you into rom-coms? He's like, oh, I love Sandra Bullock. And he was really into it. And I was just like, okay. And so I put Gangs in New York back.
She's delightful. I don't know. What do you want?
I put Defiance back.
Yeah.
And we just sat there watching rom-coms that whole night. I got high as fuck.
Right.
With the rap. The rabbi didn't get high, but I got really high. And I just was incredulous. I couldn't believe my dad was really into rom-coms.
Yeah.
So, hey, you know what? Maybe it puts you in that kind of peaceful mindset. You know? So, because they can't show you something with violence in it. While you're getting your brain fried.
It's just the movies they happen to have, you know?
Yeah, I suppose.
So,
do we have any other comments?
Yeah, I'm going to just read select parts here. Do yourself a favor and listen. It will poison your mind and soul in the most wonderful way. Isn't that nice?
I just love how new people who happen upon the Sick and Wrong podcast on iTunes click on that, and that's what they hear. That's what they read. It's the first introduction.
There's another one of those. I think I'm a new fan. The hosts are funny, smart, crazy, and talented. What I like most, besides the humor, is the openness to the show. It's refreshing to not have an overly PC podcast. There are no holes barred here. That is true.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, they vilify being PC now. That's the whole thing that the NRA and Republicans do.
Right.
You know, Donald Trump is like the anti-PC guy. You know, I don't want to align myself with them, but yes, I don't think we're the most politically correct podcast out there.
No. You know, we say the R word, you know? We say that sometimes.
The R word.
Yeah.
Reading?
Yes, reading.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes we bring up reading.
Yeah, reading is illegal now in America. I didn't know you know that. But,
I don't think most Americans read.
When we get sent to the Trump camps, you know, who's going to be our commandant?
Yeah, I wonder.
Mike, the Situation Sorrentino.
I could see
He'll
that
be the camp's
guy.
commandant.
Or the guy with the hair, sprayed hair.
Yeah, Pauly D.
Pauly D.
He's from my hometown, Rhode Island.
Those guys don't read.
They don't.
They're reading. They're anti-reading.
Yep, absolutely.
I think you read when you're forced to read, like when you're in high school. But after you
Red
graduate
badge
high
of
school,
courage.
you don't need to read anymore.
Right.
Anyway, people, just go to iTunes, leave us a comment. We might read it here on the show because we sometimes do read. If it's about Sick and Wrong. But yeah, just go to iTunes, listen to the show. We have t-shirts available at the Sick and Wrong store, sickandwrongpodcast.com/store. People, you know, I was taking a little while to ship out some shirts. I finally did this week. I sent out like 12 shirts. So everybody who's placed an order in the past couple weeks, you'll get your shirt very soon. We are running out of larges, so if you want a large Sick and Wrong shirt, the new cool occult-looking Sick and Wrong shirt, you got to order one now. sickandwrongpodcast.com/store.
Do it now.
Finally here, Sick and Wrong Song of the Week comes in from Jonathan. He says, Hey, Dee and Harrison, are you guys fans of yacht rock? You should end the show with some Michael McDonald, the king of yacht rock.
Sure.
Yacht Rock. How would you? That's all based on. There was a movie that came out called Yacht Rock. That was like kind of a mockumentary.
No.
Wasn't it a mockumentary?
No, there's just a web series. There's no mockumentary.
I thought it was like a movie.
No.
I guess it was a web series, but the web series was like a mockumentary about this fictitious.
It wasn't a mockumentary.
Genre.
It was just a reenactment of Michael McDonald writing his most famous songs and getting involved in the other the other ancillary characters of that genre, like Toto
and Kenny Loggins.
Yeah. You know,
but it was like it's that kind of easy listening music, soft rock of what, the late 70s, early 80s.
Yep. And there's the Warren G episode. There's the episode where Toto is helping Michael Jackson write Human Nature.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but they called that yacht rock because 80s yuppies that had yachts would listen to Michael McDonald.
Well, also, if you look at all the old like Loggins and Messina's records, they're always on a yacht.
They're on
with
a yacht,
fucking yachting caps and shit. You know,
in San Francisco, there was a bar that had like a yacht rock night. Maybe we should start that up.
I like that music. I mean, that was my mom's entire record collection. You know,
was it all like
10cc,
Loggins,
all that kind of shit?
10cc, Simply Red.
Yeah, all Air Supply, all that kind of shit.
I like Air Supply.
Yeah,
I've seen them twice live.
I mean, that was all I had to listen to growing up, so I love that shit now. You know,
Would Neil Diamond isn't put in that camp, is he?
No.
Yeah. But it's like easy listening music. And, you know, I guess I kind of agree with him. Michael McDonald is the king of yacht rock. A lot of people don't know this song that we're going to end the show here, Keep Forgetting.
Right.
You know, that song was this. It wasn't even just sampled. The whole song is basically the Warren G Regulator song.
Right. And I brought that up on the fucking show before, and Sleazy E made fun of me. Or maybe that wasn't in the show. Maybe we were just drinking at a bar. Yeah,
that might have been
something.
That might have been just in life.
Yeah. That was in life.
Anyway, we're going to end the show with Keep Forgetting, Michael McDonald. Harrison, how often do you just sit there and, like, you know, maybe take some illicit drugs or narcotics and then wish that Michael McDonald was your father?
Oh, God, all the time.
I mean, would that be cool?
Yeah.
I mean, out of all the like celebrity fathers, it'd be kind of cool that Michael McDonald be your dad.
He's dope as fuck.
And think about the lullabies he would sing to you.
Yeah, well, he'd sing the song from Running Scared. You know?
My God, yeah.
Shout sweet freedom, shine a light on me. You know,
I would be into that, though. That would put me to sleep. Anyway, on that note, we got to get out of here.
Yeah.
We're on the show
I'm
here.
hungry.
Keep Forgetting. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Keep in mind, new fathers, I will block you on Facebook as soon as I see you posting a picture with you and your son or daughter. As soon as I see people holding infants and they make the birth announcement, they're blocked.
Okay.
Not unfollowed, just you know, unfollowed, not blocked. I don't delete them. I just unfollow them.
You don't like them to sort of pull you out of the Truman Show, Peter Pan, Lost Boys kind of life that you built for yourself, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
More or less.
It.
You know, I like my Arrested Development going on here. I don't want to be conscious of my age and what I should be doing in life. Like, you know, if I was to live life as a normal human that contributed to society in a way other than this horrible podcast.
It's a real drag, guys.
I know. It's like, I guess I would have kids to bring on another generation, but I don't. So I'm going to unfollow you out there. However, I will wish you a happy Father's Day.
Yeah.
And encourage you to listen to our show next week.
All right.
We will be back next week with episode 538. Until then, take it sleazy.